Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to learn about phishing and email spoofing and about the simple mail transfer protocol. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for simple mail transfer protocol, this is a text-based protocol that allows mail servers to exchange messages with each other. This particular protocol works in conjunction with other email protocols such as POP3 and IMAP. And here I have a image from the textbook that kind of shows the process on how SMTP is used to exchange messages between the servers, and then it helps with the relay of email messages. So for this lab, we're going to go through the enumeration process so that we can actually find if Metasploitable has a port 25 that's open and available for us to exploit for simple mail transfer protocol. Then we're going to use another tool called enum for Linux to gather information that we can use to create our fake emails, such as the usernames of some of the accounts, the account names that are on the server for Metasploitable. Then once we gather that information, then we'll use Netcat to connect to port 25, and then we'll craft a fake email using port 25 and using SMTP commands. So we'll go through some of the commands and go through the whole process, typing it step by step. Then after we do that and we send out our fake email, then we'll log into Metasploitable to verify if the mailbox has that fake email that we created. Then I'll show you another tool that's built into Kali called SWAX. I believe it stands for Swiss Army Knife, SMTP. And that particular tool can automate the whole process. So at first, we're going to be typing all these commands. It's going to be a little bit tedious, but then once you see the SWAX, you'll appreciate a little bit more because it will make doing the commands much faster, and you just type everything in one line. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and get started. Hi everyone, in this video we're going to exploit the simple mail transfer protocol that's running on Metasploitable. So for this lab, make sure you're running pfSense, of course Kali, and Metasploitable. Okay, so we already know that port 25 is running on Metasploitable, but we're still going to go through the enumeration process regardless, so that way you can step through the whole process. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to open the terminal, and let's go ahead and check our IP address real quick on this device so we can find out and to enumerate and to find out what other machines are available. Okay, so here our IP address is 192.168.1.101, and then we have the net mask of /24. So we can use this information to enumerate our network using Nmap. So what I'm going to do for Nmap is I'm going to do sudo su so I can log in as root. Password is Kali. Clear real quick. Okay, so I'm going to run a scan, but I'm going to not do the port scanning, so that way I can find out what computers are available. So for that, do nmap-sn, and then 192.168.1.101, and then /24. So that'll scan the whole network. Okay, so we found several devices. Right, so this is the pfSense, so we don't need to search for that one. The 101, that's the machine that we're on now. So the target that we're looking for is, of course, 192.168.1.100. And then now let's go ahead and see what services are running on it. So we'll use nmap for that. So nmap-sv, and then we'll do 192.168.1.100. And then we'll see what's running on this machine. And hopefully we find the port 25. Okay, so that was pretty fast. As you see here, we have a lot of services that are open. The one we're interested in today is this one here, SMTP, port 25. Okay. So then now let me go and open a new tab here. Or actually, not yet. We'll stick to this. So the next thing I wanted to do was, well, we already know that it's already running. So let me just go ahead and clear. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use another tool in Kali called enum for Linux, and we're going to run it against our Metasploitable machine. So that's going to give us some information about Metasploitable, such as what user accounts, what users are available on that server. So for that, it's going to be enum for Linux. That's what it's called. And then put the IP address. So that's 182.168.1.100. And then -u. And that will give us a list of the users that are available on this server. Okay. So it gives a lot of good information. It goes through the entire device. And I think if you scroll up to the very top, this is the list of the users on .100. So there's games, nobody, there's root, news. There's the MSF admin that we use all the time. All right, so it gives you a lot of information here. So these usernames, we can use these to create our spoofed email. Okay, so in this particular example, we're going to use the SYS user account. Okay. So now that we have that information, let me go and go File, and then New Tab, and then let's try to connect to our simple mail transfer protocol on Metasploitable. So for that, we can use netcat. So that's NC 192.168.1.100, and we want port 25. So I'm going to press enter, and now we're connected to that, and we can start crafting our fake email. Okay, so first thing we'll use is we're going to use the verify command to verify if a mailbox exists, if we can use it. So we're going to do vrfy, and then we're going to use our user SYS, and then that's going to give us a code of 252, which means that it cannot verify it, but it will still try to use this mailbox here. Let's try one that we know doesn't exist. So I'm just going to pick some random letters. Here it'll give you a clearer message that it was rejected, and it gave a 550 error message, which means requested action not taken and that the mailbox is not available. All right, so we're okay here. Now we're going to initialize a session for SMTP. So for that, you're going to use the hello command. And so it's hello with only one L. That's HEL. And then you we're going to put a fake domain name. So I'm going to put secret.gov. Okay. And then we get a 250. So that's a positive response. That means we can continue. Okay. And then after this, we're going to start crafting our email. So we're going to do mail from, and here's where we put a fake address. So I'm going to do less than head at secret.gov, and then greater than. And then, okay, so I press OK. That went through. Then I'm going to do RCPT2. So who am I sending it to? And then I'm going to do SYS. And then press OK. We got the same message, so we're good. Now we're going to create our message. So for that, you type the data command. All right. And then now it's going to let us craft our email. And then we have to end with a period. Okay. So we can do something like from, colon, and then I'm going to put in quotes, the boss. And then I'm going to put less than head at secret.gov, greater than. And then I'll put a subject, colon, and then I'll put hello, SYS. And then I'll press enter. Let's put the body of the message. I'm going to put click this link. And here you could, if this was a real email that you're trying to spoof, then you would put here a link to some malicious file. So you would put the URL here. Okay, and then just put some link text. And then greater than /A. All right. And then you can just close. Thank you. And then now we'll put the period, and that will end our message. Okay. So if you got this here, that means that we are successful. Okay. And then to end the session, I'm going to do quit. There you go. And now we get our bye message, and that message should have been sent out. So we'll go ahead and verify that on Metasploitable, and we'll do that next. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the actual Metasploitable itself and connect to it. Of course, the password is msfadmin. Well, the username is msfadmin. The password is also msfadmin. Here I had done an if config earlier. Actually, I had a problem with my Metasploitable, so I had to delete it and then reset it up. So I had to kind of redo some of the lab. I'm not sure what my problem was with the Metasploitable. It may have been some changes I made last semester, and so I just replaced it with a fresh copy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do to check and see if the mailbox has anything in it, I'm going to do sudo and then cat for concatenate /var/spool/sys. Oh, I'm sorry. Mail /spool/mail/sys. Okay, and then now you'll see that our message is there now. You see it said the link to click here and thank you. All right, so that did work for us. Okay, so I'm going to minimize this. And the other tool I wanted to show you that is related to Simple Mail Transfer Protocol is a tool called Swax. Swax, I think that's how it's pronounced. So that's under, I believe, information gathering. And then it should be here under SMTP analysis. So it's Swax. So let me just open it in a new tab here. And kind of what we did earlier with all those commands and typing everything, you can do that with Swax in pretty much one line. So let's try it. So I'm going to do Swax, then S for target. Here I'm going to put the IP address, and my IP address changed because of the technical issue I had. So now instead of being 100, I'm actually .104. Okay. And then T, and this time instead of using SYS, let me try a different one. Let me try msfadmin. See if that works. And then I'm going to do F. So this is going to be from. And I think here I can just put any, I think I can put that, what I did earlier about the secret.gov. I'm not sure if I need to quote or not. Let's see. Secret.gov. And then the body. So the message itself. Hello, this is a test. Okay, so let's see what happens when we do this. Press enter. Okay, so it goes through all the different information here. So here it put the address that we had done before, but this time it was to MSF admin, and it put the data, it put the message, and then here's hello, this is the test. So it ended up doing everything all in one command rather than earlier we had to type all these different things. So that's really neat. And then we can go back to Metasploitable here, and let's do the same thing about the mailbox, but this time instead of SYS, let's check MSF admin. Okay, and there's the message. So that also worked. So that was just a little bit faster way of doing it. And you can look through that SWAX application, go through the help menu, see what other options it has for this particular task.